I have a personal theory about Dragon Ball Legends in 2025 and what the rest of the releases will be like going forward. So far the year's been pretty good. I'm not gonna say all the releases have been perfect, but for the most part, not everything has been overwhelming, but there's been their exceptions for sure. I'm sure we still all hate Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and right now we're in the worst period with Ultra Frieza. But because this is a gacha game, we don't actually know what they're going to release in the near future, never mind the far future. So always putting out some ideas, speculation and prediction is fun, so this is just a theory, and it's very okay if I'm wrong. But I think it's quite convincing, so I wanted to discuss it in a video, and you guys can let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Let's get into this. So first, what I'll do is run through all the Legends Limiteds they've dropped this year, then I'm gonna run through all the Ultras they've dropped this year, then I'm also gonna run through all the Sparkings. It won't take that long. I'm just gonna sprint through all the names so that you guys can have a general idea of what we've got this year in case you've forgotten. So for the Legends Limited, we've got Gohan and Trunks that led into Fusion Zamasu, and then Super Saiyan Goku, the instant transmission one. Then we got Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Demon King Piccolo, Goku Youth, UI Goku that transformed into MUI, SSBE Vegeta, Kaioken Goku, Vegeta, obviously that's Saiyan Saga, and then we got Super Saiyan 2 Kefla. If we go into the Ultras, we've only got Ultra Perfect Cell, Ultra Super Saiyan Goku, and Ultra Final Form Frieza Full Power. And then if we start mentioning the Sparkings, we've got quite a few more. Android 18, Android 17, fused with Kami Piccolo, Super Trunks, Second Form Cell, Majin Ku, Majin Du, Cyborg Tao, Tambourine, Jackie Chun, Super Saiyan 2 Kalen Caulifla, Super Saiyan 2 Kaba, Tien, Nappa, Krillin, Third Form Frieza, and Final Form Frost Full Power. Now the point of me doing that, to refresh your memory, is to talk about where all these characters come from, what arcs they come from, what episodes they come from. And what you'll notice is there's been the most variety out of any year we've ever had in Dragon Ball Legends. And I mean there's been a lot. What I ended up doing is going through all of the episodes in the Dragon Ball Legends character selection filter to see what episodes have already been filled out. And it's quite a lot. I should also note the boxes that I've ticked off, some of the basis for them is regarding certain buffs that they've implemented into the game. So it's not necessarily a new character, but a Zenkai, Platinum equipment, or some sort of upgrade for a character to make them relevant, or the attempt to make them relevant in Dragon Ball Legends. So we got the Game Originals tag, Dragon Ball Saga, Saiyan Saga, Frieza Saga, Android Saga, Cell Saga, Majin Buu Saga, then there's a big gap, then we've got Universe Survival Saga, Sagas from the movies, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, and finally Daima Saga. The only ones we're missing this year would be Black Star Dragon Ball Saga, that's GT, Super Baby Saga GT, Super 17 Saga GT, Shadow Dragon Saga GT, God of Destruction Beerus Saga, Frieza Resurrected Saga, God of Destruction Champa Saga, Future Trunks Saga, Anime Original Sagas, and Dragon Ball Fighters, which is just Android 21 honestly. Now if you look at the remaining sagas, it's very heavily GT and Dragon Ball Super. It's as if they ran through everything related to Dragon Ball Z. And right now, they are still dropping some Dragon Ball Z stuff, but it's more so related to sagas from the movies, and it's some of the boxes I've just recently ticked off. For example, the sagas from the movies box is based on the cooler that we recently got. And in regards to King Cold, he's gonna represent Android Saga, which is why that's also ticked off. But if you didn't even want to include him in there, we've also got the Android 18 and 17 way earlier this year. And just to clean up some episodes that might look a little sketchy, Majin Buu Saga, we got Ultra Super Vegeta's Platinum equipment recently. Game Originals, we got the Shallot Platinum equipment recently. I just looked back at it, and we also got the Future Trunks Saga because we got Fusion Zamasu this year. So that's just another box that's already done. But we'll leave it like that for now, and I'll guide you into the next section. So what does this mean for the remainder of the year? I'm sure a lot of you guys are using your thinking caps already, and you guys can obviously expect that some of those missing boxes will be for the remainder of the year. Now I don't think they would actually tick off every single box this year, and if they do, the developers are quite phenomenal honestly. Even though I wouldn't say everything would be successful this year, it's still quite a task to try and fit every single saga into 1 year, based on the episode options obviously. But I genuinely don't think they do that. I do think it's possible, but just just very unlikely. I think they would select from the bigger options available. And if they did that, we'd have some big options left. So just regarding GT, it gives us options for Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, and of course Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, which would be the biggest guys to come out of GT. That should go without saying, and I think it'll be very fitting. But then we could also get some more diversity. So there might be an opportunity for our first Legends Limited hit. We could also get a new Legends Limited God of Destruction Beerus. But not just stopping there, I know some of you guys are Bardock fans. Our Ultra for him could be something we see between now and the festival. But really looking at it, I feel like these aren't enough options to fill out the remainder of the year unless they try to tick out every box. And I also feel like because they haven't dropped characters for certain tags but instead buffed them indirectly, for example, we haven't got any Majin Buu Saga units, we've just got Ultra Super Vegito, and also we haven't got a Game Originals unit, we just got the Shallot Platinum equipment. Those two might be tags that we could also see later down the line. And I still do think it's very possible to see more of one tag. For example, the Cooler shouldn't be the only release for sagas from the movies. I think it's very likely we will get more characters from that episode alone. I could see easily at least 3, just based on how many movies there are and how many characters could see representation in Dragon Ball Legends. Now, when making theories, a lot of theories spawn on the basis of something that you already want or like. So in this case, something I really want in Dragon Ball Legends is a new Super Saiyan 4 Goku. If not that, Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta that fuse into Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, and my main basis for this is because of the new Dokkan Battle Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Them having Gogeta do a Dragon Fist is absolutely outrageous. And I want something like that in Legends, something custom, something fresh, because the 7th anniversary, it just wasn't that for me. Not saying it was bad, but it didn't make me feel like it was a special celebration in any way, shape or form. I do really like the Super Saiyan Goku though. Shout out to him. But yeah, GT is something I want to see get representation this year, especially because of how they've been snubbed in the past. And the big elephant in the room, we got Diamond this year, and I can't just have it be Diamond Super Saiyan 4 this year. I'd really love to see the GT one. I can imagine the team combinations of people putting the GT and Diamond Super Saiyan 4 Gokus together. Even though it wouldn't synergize the best, it could still be pretty cool in game just to try out for a fun team. Aside from that, I'm currently reading Dragon Ball Super, but I'm starting from chapter 1. I've already watched the whole anime, but obviously past the Tournament of Power, there's things in the manga that happen, and even before, there's things that happen in the manga that don't happen in the anime. So I wanted to read the whole thing to have the experience, because in this case, it's very much a different experience. But with that being said, I just got past the Universe 6, Universe 7 tournament, and like I mentioned earlier, Legends Limited hit is a very good possibility. I don't know if I'd summon for him, but I'd love to see him in game. I think he's genuinely cool, especially his performance in the Universe 6, Universe 7 tournament. His overall personality and fighting style is pretty much one of one in Dragon Ball, at least for what we've seen. I don't think it's very likely though, especially because we got Ultra Hits Platinum equipment this year, but I'm not gonna say it's impossible, but I would like to see one this year. But for me, it's mainly the GT stuff. I really just love the design on Super Saiyan 4. It just looks so clean. But if they do decide to go for any other tags that I mentioned that only got buffs indirectly, so through platinum equipments and Zenkais, I think that would also spice up the end of the year. For example, for the festival, I think it's very possible that we get an Ultra Super Saiyan 3 Goku. But that's something I'll talk about in another video. But yeah man, that's going to make the end of the video. Like I said, it's just a little theory that I've been processing as I've been watching all the releases this year. I haven't been playing PvP as much. I've really just been enjoying the ride this year in Dragon Ball Legends. And it's been a much better experience, honestly. I really feel like the most fun part of Dragon Ball Legends is to see what they drop, how they innovate, how they get creative, what they add to units that you've been waiting to see for years. Every time they drop a new unit, even if you don't care about the game, it's still interesting to see what the unit is and what they do. I know there's a lot of you guys that still watch the channel that don't exactly play the game, and that's just out of curiosity, or you like the videos and the discussion aspect that comes with Dragon Ball Legends, as we are all still Dragon Ball fans at the end of the day. But hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you haven't already, make sure to press the subscribe button. We're on this grind to 200,000 subscribers. I appreciate you guys for watching, man. My name is Zakashi, guys, and I will see you guys in the next one, man.